got me pretty fired up to go see it and be a part of the day. So without further ado, let's throw it to break. We'll come right back for our interview with Pastor Richie Butler, Deconstructing Dallas. We'll be right back. Conference play is in full swing, and your SMU men's basketball squad is looking to claim another American Athletic Conference title. Come see the action in person by calling 214-SMU-GAME or go to smumustangs.com and get your tickets today. With big games coming up against Wichita State, Houston, and the Cincinnati Bearcats, you won't want to miss a second of the action on the court. So what are you waiting for? Call 214-SMU-GAME or go to smumustangs.com today. Pony up. Welcome back, Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams, and Shawn, I'm excited to welcome our guest today, a real mover and shaker in the community, guy. He's a faith leader, he's a real estate developer, but my favorite thing is he's a former SMU Mustang great.
I was about to say, anytime there's a Mustang, you're extra excited, so I'm sure you are excited.
That's right. He is Richie Butler. Richie, welcome.
Well, I'm honored to be with you and humbled being thrown in a category of great. So,
well, you are a humble person, but the truth is, you do so much in our community, and you're a person that can't be put in a box. You know, there's the pastor, there's businessman, there's speakers, but I would kind of like for you to lay out for our listeners just what you do, who you are, you know, the church you pastor, the business you run. I mean, just kind of let people know. And I know you're a humble person, and this is not your natural way, but just indulge us for this one time.
All right, I will. Now, my family would say opposite. That I definitely have a healthy dose of ego, but you know, I'm a pastor. I pastored downtown Dallas, the historical St. Paul United Methodist Church, 145 years old, 145 years young, and with a continued bright future and a leader in our community. So excited to lead that congregation. And what makes that also unique is that 4 years ago, I was not a United Methodist pastor. I was pastoring a church that was non-denominational. I had started, and we merged St. Paul and Union Cathedral together, which is out of the box, which is, I think, just part of my mantra. In addition to that, I'm a partner at Prescott Group. We're a diversified real estate platform that invests in office multifamily all over the country, and we also own a debt company, so we're buying and servicing debt, and we're active right now in the market. So excited about that. And my first real estate development deal, which brought the faith and the real estate together, was Unity Estates, which was sponsored by the African American Pastors Coalition. So it was a faith-based development in far south southern Dallas off of Hampton and I-20, single-family lot development that we did. And the streets were named after the churches who invested in the project. So that was my first real estate development deal. And I always tell people, because they're like, real estate and pastor, you know, developers are not, you know, good people. And I tell people all the time that if you look in the Bible, Abraham was the first real estate developer. And God called him to go, you know, build a nation or community. So that led me to real estate.
The land he bought may not have been the most desired land at the time, though.
Yeah. But that's what great developers.
It's a long play.
Yeah, that's right. That's what developers do. They have vision for the future.
Exactly. And well, speaking of vision, I've been so excited and gotten to know more about Project Unity. It's gone on for several years now, I know, and you've really brought a lot of folks together. You brought President Bush, Michael Sorrell. You know, you've got an Olympic gold medalist. You've got a lot of folks that have come together to focus on this. So, can you tell us a little bit more about Project Unity?
Yeah, I will tell people this: don't ask God what to do, because he gives you something to do. And so Project Unity was really born through St. Paul. We were hosting a community forum right after the Rodney Brown and not Rodney Brown, Michael Brown. And events in Ferguson at our church. And we had a full house of community leaders, diverse group of people. And I noted all the pain, anger, frustration, you name it, negative emotions and energy was in our space. And I said, what do I do in response to this? And God gave me a vision to launch Project Unity to focus on bridging those divides, in particular between law enforcement and community of color, and then just race relations as a whole. And that precipitated our Together We Ball event, which is a Together We Ball Pastors Police Community Basketball game, which has taken a life of its own. And then, as you just outlined, in 2017, we launched a Year of Unity in response to what happened to the fallen officers in 2016 here in Dallas. And we've, brought together efforts around Together We dine, together we learn, together we serve, together we sing, together we pray, together we worship. Just focused on what unites us is far greater than what divides us. And I didn't realize that the Year of Unity was really going to become not just a year, but a movement. And it's definitely taken shape. And excited to just play a role in building and transforming community.
That's right. And we've got Pastor Richie Butler here, and one of the events that we'll talk about really more in our next segment is the Gospel Goes Classical that you'll be doing coming up in February. But I wanted to talk about, you as you mentioned, done Together We Dine, Together We Ball. So many different events bringing people together, but what sticks out to you in the time that you've done this? What are the kind of images and learnings and understandings that you've personally gained as you've gone through this?
We think getting people to come together is easy. It is what I classify hard work and heart work. Because there are so many. I think it's so much easier to pit us apart and not figure out what unifies us or what are some commonalities. And so really, as a pastor, we think about it. Churches are so divided. You can't get Baptists and Methodists to work together, and we all believe in Jesus. Right. Let alone, bringing our Muslim brothers and sisters to the table, or black, white, north, south. It sounds, kumbaya sounds easy, but it is hard work. That's what hard work. And hard work, yeah,
that's right. But you're really doing that, and that's the interesting thing that I know that Project Unity has done. It's brought, a lot of people talk about the north-south divide in our city or whatever, but you've brought, you've got your church, St. Paul, and then you've got my church, Highland Park United Methodist, coming together on this project.
Yes.
Really great stuff, and that's also why I was glad that SMU, our good friends over at SMU, decided to honor you with the Silver Anniversary Mustang Award this year.
So first of all, it's silver, which means you've been out of school.
That's 25. In case you don't know what's silver, that's 25 years. So just in case anybody doesn't know the math.
So don't focus
25.
on that. We'll call it the Sam Award.
Short. But no, I'm definitely honored. I guess it's given to Letterman every year for outstanding service. So I am humbled and appreciative to SMU. That's my heart.
It says you've been honored. You brought honor to SMU, made contributions that have lasting and positive effects for your fellow citizens, and have been a model citizen in your community. So, congratulations.
Well, thank you very, very much. There are probably a number of other people they could have picked, but I guess they ran out of.
I want to know a little bit more about this football career. You play some ball at SMU. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I will say this. I came to SMU at a time when we were trying to rebuild the program from the death penalty. So I could have gone to a number of other schools and won a whole lot more games. I really could have. But I met my wife at SMU. have some great relationships, and I don't think I'd be where I am today if I had not chosen SMU. And I mean, there are a number, again, Southwest Conference, a number of schools I could have picked, but came to SMU and don't regret a minute of the experience. I will say this from the football standpoint, probably my greatest highlight was I got an interception and ran it back for a touchdown against Texas Tech, and I was covering the top wide receiver in the nation at the time, and we shut him down.
Well, it's funny though. I mean, sports
don't talk about A&M.
No, we're not, we got A&M, we got SMU. We're not going to do a lot of set tripping today. We're going to just kind of leave that there. But it feels like that's kind of like a theme for you though. Not take the easy route, not take the easy path. And there's so much building that can be done through that way. So it just sounds like listening to you tell that story, like that started early with you.
Oh yeah. I realize I'm a innovator. Taking initiative, entrepreneurial. I probably never will, take on a task just sort of manning the ship of something. It really is, what needs to change, what challenges out there, and let me go figure out how to, make something happen, whether rebuilding or, transformational work.
Well, we'll be excited to see you get the Silver Mustang Award, the Silver Anniversary Mustang Award. It's January 26th at the halftime of the SMU Tulane men's basketball game. So 214 SMU game. Get your tickets now to see Richie Butler get some table artwork for some desk artwork. All right.
Awesome.
This is Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Shawn Williams. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back with Richie Butler.
Question is...
Enjoy an evening of soul-stirring gospel sounds with classical orchestrations featuring Grammy Award winner Marvin Winans, a 200-person unity choir, and special guest conductor Jerry Lynn Johnson with a tribute to the late Aretha Franklin. Join the Dallas Symphony Orchestra for Gospel Goes Classical, Thursday, February 7th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $29. Proceeds benefit Project Unity, dedicated to improving race relations. Visit mydso.com for details.
Deconstructing Dallas, Shawn Williams, Ryan Trimble. We are here with Pastor Richie Butler, and we are talking to him about all the wonderful things he's doing in the community, but we wanted to get to a specific pastor event that Project Unity is doing that we at Allen Media actually have an opportunity to work with you on, and it's called Gospel Goes Classical. It's going to be with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra on Thursday, February 7th. So if you could let our listeners know a little bit more about this really innovative and exciting event that's also really part of the kind of together movement that you've got going with Project Unity.
Yes. So we are in partnership with Gospel Goes Classical. It is an international brand that brings gospel music and, the classical musical idiom together and this year with the Dallas Symphony Orchestra, the Meyerson Center. We're in partnership with them, and we're excited. We're focused on bringing together a 200-voice unity choir that will come from different segments of not just Dallas, but North Texas. There was rehearsal last night in Grand Prairie. There's been rehearsals in Richardson, rehearsals in different parts of Dallas at different churches. I think even a synagogue is going to be hosting a rehearsal. So we're excited about the 200-voice choir, and as part of our unity movement, what we've done at the state fair the past 2 years is we've had a night of gospel inspiration and had our unity choir sing, which is around 100 voices. And so we're sort of building upon that momentum to launch as a part of the Gospel Goes Classical, and Bishop Marvin Winans out of Detroit and from the famed Winans family will be our featured artist. And then we have a guest conductor, Jerry Lynn White, who is a leading African-American female conductor in the United States, will be conducting that evening. So it just promises to be a dynamic time for our community to come together, again, around our theme, unity, and then also the power of music, and also two different music idioms, gospel and classical coming together. So just the makings of just a